I'm Sebastian. In this video, we are going to look at how the COP1 vesicles are formed and how it is used for intracellular trafficking of proteins. We have seen that a eukaryotic cell must respond to the changing need and it must communicate well with the other cell organelles. Now, this involves transportation of proteins depending on the need of a cell organelle. Now, COP1 vesicles are mainly used for the retrograde transport. Retrograde transport is very important for bringing back the proteins that have been wrongly or misplaced. The residual or the resident proteins of the endoplasmic reticulum must be brought back if at all they have escaped the endoplasmic reticulum. Proteins like plasma or proteins like V-snare proteins, that has to be brought back. Plasma membrane must be brought back. So all this is carried out with the help of COP1 based vesicles. Now, if you look at, understand the COP1 vesicle, how it is being formed, we shall look at what are the requirements for this. So the requirements, in order to understand this particular mechanism, we need to look at the structure of the coat proteins. And the coat proteins are called coatomers. So this is one thing that we will look at. The second thing we will look at is a kind of a regulatory protein, and this protein is known as the ARF. It is a GTP protein. So what the role of this GTP protein? So these are the two requirements that we have in order to understand COP1 based vesicle formation and its transportation. So first of all, let us look at the cotamer. Cotamer is it's a 7 polypeptides. Cotamer is made up of 7 polypeptides, and the 7 polypeptides are, there is an alpha chain, there is a beta, beta prime, gamma, delta, epsilon, and then there is a theta chain. So these are the 7 chains. Now out of these 7 chains, it forms 2 complexes. If the 2 complexes are the alpha, the beta prime, and the epsilon, that forms something called a B domain, and the remaining will form an F domain. So these are the 2 major subunits you will find in the cotomer protein, which forms the coat of the COP1 vesicle. Look at the ARF protein. ARF protein is a GTP binding or a GDP binding protein. If GDP is bind to this will be present in the cytoplasm. This is the analog of the SAR1 protein which we have encountered in the COT1 vesicle mechanism. So this is GDP bound, it is in the cytoplasm. If it is GTP bound, it will be embedded in the membrane. Let us look at how exactly this whole process happening. If the whole process begins very similar to the mechanism we have explored in the COP2 mediated vesicle formation. If the first step is it has to form the vesicle. Now in order to form the vesicle, you have the ARF protein. ARF stands for adenosine diphosphate ribosylation factor. Ribosylation factor. So that is the ARF protein. Now in the first step, in the cytoplasm, it is always bound to a GDP molecule. So this protein is acted upon by a GTPase. That is very specifically, so an ARF GTPase. So this is a GEF protein. ARF GEF will act on it, and what it will do, it will add a GTP and the GDP is removed, you have an ARF GTP. Now, with the binding of the ARF GTP, the charge redistribution occurs. GTP has got, it is more negative than GDP molecule, 3 minus. So therefore, this will cause structural modification in ARF. Conformational change occurs. What conformational change? If the change is, it has an alpha chain, and the alpha chain is bound to a myristic acid. Now, that alpha chain, especially N-terminus, structural change occurs. If the myristic acid is exposed, now the myristic acid, so assume this is the ARF protein, and if the myristic acid gets embedded in the membrane. Okay, this is the membrane and this is the myristic acid getting embedded. This is ARF protein. This is the first step that occurs. Now, this step also initiates the formation of the curvature, and the curvature that will lead to insertion of the cargo, whichever is the cargo that has to be packed and forwarded back into endoplasmic reticulum or to the lysosomes. So this curvaturing result into, let us draw the structure here. So here is ARF protein that is binding to the membrane, and this is leading to a kind of a curvature formation. Now, when the curvature is formed, it will insert the cargo, and at the same time, if the coat proteins will start getting assembled. If the coatomer will start getting assembled around it, and it forms a vesicle. And that vesicle will be if the COP1 coated vesicle is formed. Now, if the cargo selection is, it is not bulk flow, it is signal based. The kind of signals, one kind of signal is KDEL, can be a kind of signal which is present at the C terminus of the protein. That is one possibility. Another possibility, instead of the K, it can be a histidine. So HDEL can be another signal which is present on the protein, which is identified, then it is packed into the COP1 coated vesicles. Another kind of signal that have been identified is dilysine. So you have one lysine, second lysine, and any 2 amino acid. So these are the kind of signals that have been identified, which are very specific for a protein to be inserted, to be becoming part of the cargo. So now cargo is taken inside. So here becomes the cargo. Now the coat proteins will assemble itself, and finally it becomes into a vesicle. So this will have the coat proteins around this, and this is the coatomer. We have looked at the structure, and this is with the cargo. This is COP1 vesicle is formed, and it gets pinches off from the membrane. Now it is ready to be transported. In the next step is to remove the coat, uncoating. How to remove the coating? Here we have an enzyme. The name of the enzyme is ARF GAP enzyme. ARF GAP. We have encountered this enzyme earlier. So it is a GTPase. This enzyme will remove the coat. It will remove the ARF GDP. It removes that. That leaves only the vesicle with the cargo. Now this naked vesicle is capable of merging with the membrane, the target membrane. It may be endoplasmic reticulum, or it may be lysosomes, etc. So this cargo, if this is a membrane, this cargo merges with the membrane, and it will release the content. The exact process by which it will release the content, how the merging occurs, kindly refer to the video on the COP2 mediated vesicle transport. Those mechanisms, tethering, docking, fusion, all that is in the same manner. So this is how COP1 mediated transport or retrograde transport takes place.